Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. So I'm really curious to know how you have been doing lately because personally, I've been picking up on a little bit of a strange collective energy. So I wanted to start off this video by talking about that. But first, if you are new here, then I would love to introduce myself. My name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. Thank you for sharing your own light and beautiful energy here with this virtual community that we are creating together. So, the kind of strange energy that I've been picking up on, and as I always say, the messages that come through these readings are always meant to connect with certain specific groups of people. So at the end of the day, always use your intuition and really use that as a compass for yourself to determine which messages are for you and which might be meant for others. But the energy I've been picking up on is kind of one that moves in spurts. That's the best way I can describe it. So it's this energy that seems to pick up all of the sudden, where if you're part of this collective who is experiencing this, you will suddenly feel really motivated, really inspired, really creative. You will maybe start to really take a lot of action on ideas or goals, or you just feel like you're firing on all cylinders. And then it could be the next day or the next hour or the next week. But then there's like this almost bottoming out of that energy where there's a sort of crash and then a feeling of fatigue or depletion. Now, of course, this is normal at all times to a degree, having these periods of time where the energy moves a lot faster, where there's a lot of momentum and you're feeling a lot more inspiration. And then having a period of time following that where you need to kind of recharge. But something about this collective energy lately has been a little bit different. And it's been because of the intensity with which you will feel both of those extremes. So you will feel so extremely energized and motivated and passionate at times, and then suddenly feel very depleted, very worn down, very drained, almost to the point of wondering is there something wrong with me for feeling so tired or burnt out or needing so much rest? But then again, you'll have those periods of time where you suddenly feel very energized. And there is a lot happening on the collective plane that is contributing to this dynamic. And those of you who are very empathic are most likely feeling what is happening collectively to an even greater degree. And so that's kind of where I wanted to start off this reading video. I also keep picking up something about this will be a very specific message for a small group of people, but I keep getting the word detox or something about someone changing their diet, changing the way that they're eating, or maybe eliminating certain foods, or I'm hearing eliminating certain frequencies. Interesting. So of course, everything that we interact with carries a frequency. So maybe there are certain frequencies in certain foods that you are no longer attracted to or drawn to. And so you are eliminating those things, at least temporarily, for this kind of energetic frequency detox, so to speak. But this doesn't have to be foods. This could be energies in your life generally, certain frequencies of dynamics with certain individuals that you are now limiting your time with or your interaction with. This could be environmental. You can take it however it resonates, but I do get some energy of some sort of detox happening, most likely you kind of eliminating something from your body or from your space or from your environment or your interactions or something of that nature in order to allow yourself to think and perceive more clearly. Because what I'm getting is that when you feel drawn to kind of eliminate whatever this is, again, whether it's limiting your time with a certain person or group, or eliminating a certain food item from your diet, or maybe eliminating certain things from your routine, certain social media platforms, whatever this is for you, I get the sense that the sign of confirmation that this was a correct, intuitive choice for you right now is that you will immediately feel clearer. You will feel as though some kind of fog has been lifted, and like you are able to think and perceive more clearly. Because I'm getting that whatever this was, it was somehow affecting your third eye chakra. Some of you may be even experiencing like headaches, head pressure, sinus pressure, or something related to the sinuses or the forehead. Now, of course, I am not a medical professional, so I always recommend checking things out with the doctor if you have any physical or medical concerns. However, if you've already explored that route and you know that you are medically okay, then it could be that there's some possible alternative explanation energetically. And in this case, I feel as though there have been certain, well, my guides keep calling them frequencies, certain frequencies in your life that have been affecting your third eye chakra. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and dive into that, because I feel like that's where this reading is meant to go right now. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some of the energy oracle cards to read into what some of these frequencies may be that you are eliminating, that maybe were affecting you in some way. But first, I want to let you know what I am currently drinking during this reading. I have an almond milk latte and also just plain water, because of course it's so good to stay hydrated, and maybe that is a message in and of itself for someone to hydrate yourself more regularly, or that water can be some kind of a detoxing or cleansing tool or resource for you in some way. So let me know in the comments if you are eating or drinking anything during this reading. I love to connect with you if there's anything that you would like to share, even just about your day, your life, what you're creating, anything along those lines. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to take a quick sip of my water here. Okay, so let's start with these frequencies that you are eliminating or limiting in your life that were affecting your third eye in some kind of way. I'm hearing clouding your perception. Okay, let's start socially. So keep in mind, for some of you, some of these dynamics will resonate and others will not. So take whatever from this kind of hodgepodge of things connects with you and leave the rest here. But let's start with your relationships and social dynamics, because first of all, I just saw someone knocking on a door. Maybe you have people like energetically knocking on your door, sending you a lot of energy. Like when I think of knocking on someone's door, I think of like trying to get their attention so they will open some line of communication or interaction, which in this case is the door. So I almost feel like you have people knocking on your door and you're not necessarily answering the door. It's almost like that knocking is getting louder because you are refusing to open some line of communication or interaction with this person or with this group of people if it's happening with more than one person here. So I feel like there's someone or maybe multiple people who are feeling a loss of access to you. And so they're knocking on your door energetically because quite literally, they want you to open up. They want you to open up to them. Or I'm hearing in some cases, they want a level of access to your emotional world, to your inner thoughts, to your plans, to your energy, to your ideas, than they quite literally have earned. I mean, I hate to be harsh about it, but this person or this group, it's like they're acting entitled to more of your time or your energy or something of that nature when they have not earned that access through, I'm hearing, consistently providing something of their own, consistently providing some kind of stability or I'm hearing confidence in the connection. Maybe you feel like you can't really rely on this person or be confident in them, or maybe they don't keep your confidence, as in keeping your trust or keeping like some kind of secret here. I don't know why this is coming up in that way. I'm also getting something about a pattern repeating itself. And I heard something about the state of Georgia here for someone. It's been a while, by the way, since I've used the love word scramble. So let's go ahead and pull this up because, yeah, it's been so long since I've used this tool. If you are new to the channel, you may not even be familiar with it because it's been a while since I've pulled this out. But this is a tool that I use to generate certain words that will connect with certain individuals in specific ways. But of course, it will not be for everyone. So only take what does resonate for you. Yeah, I'm getting something about a pattern repeating itself. The love word scramble gave us the word frog, the month of January. That could be someone's birth month. The name Lewis, ring, London, scientist, afternoon, bar, poet, Henry. Okay, so let's see here. Where were we at? It's funny because for just a second, I got distracted and then lost my train of thought. And I feel like there's a message in that. I feel like this person or this group, it's like they somehow derail. I'm hearing they derail your thoughts or plans by wanting to be part of them. It's like they want to insert themselves into some kind of something that you're doing, maybe just your day, like your daily routine, your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings. And it's like they want to make themselves part of that, but their frequency is like very dissonant to yours. That's what I'm picking up on here very strongly, that like there's a frequency mismatch here. And that's actually, whoa, there's a bigger message in that about all of this, all of these different dynamics we're going to channel into. My guides are saying that the reason you've been guided to detox these frequencies from your life is because they are no longer a match to your frequency. So there's actually a mismatch here energetically. You've ascended above where these frequencies are. You're vibrating higher. And so the reason you're being guided to detox these things or to limit your time with them or to limit them in some way is because you've ascended above them. And so at this point, they are pulling you down or holding you back more than they are supporting you or helping you move forward. So I really feel like there was a message in that for someone. But let's go ahead and find out, like, this person who wants your time or your energy, what is their motive here? What is their motive? I don't like what I'm picking up on. It's not necessarily malicious, but I feel like this person is not really being transparent about their true motives. I feel like I'm hearing that they're saying that their motive is love or care, but that doesn't seem to be accurate. Like this or connection. So this doesn't have to be romantic love, but I feel like this person is presenting as though their motive is that they love you or they care about you or that they have your best interest at heart. Maybe that they just want to be part of your life because they want to check in on you, or again, because they love you, because they care about you, because they want a genuine connection. They may even, with the crown chakra, be trying to present this connection as spiritual. So this may be someone who knows that you are a very spiritually connected person. And so they may try to like drop hints that they feel something spiritual between the two of you, or that they feel like you're their soulmate or their twin flame, or like there's some soul connection. I feel like this person I'm getting spiritual language, like they will use some kind of spiritual language to try and connect with you, or to kind of get you to invest in them based on this like spiritual language that they're using to describe how they feel about you or this dynamic. But it's almost like a way for them to distract you from what they're not really giving you. Of course, it doesn't have to have that spiritual component. Maybe they're just I don't know, like love bombing you or telling you that they really care about you or want you in their life to connect with you on a genuine level. But it really feels like you've been hesitant to move forward with this, or you've been pulling back because something in your spirit is saying this doesn't quite feel right, or this doesn't quite feel genuine, even though a lot of things about this may look right on the surface. On the surface, this may look genuine. It may even look like a spiritual connection, but something in your spirit is telling you to slow down or to be hesitant here, or that something isn't quite right here. Yeah, with the woman holding a heart upright, I feel like you've been guided to not really show your whole hand to this person, but they can sense that you're withholding. You're withholding because they haven't earned that level of access to you, and because you're being very rightfully self-protective, but I almost feel like that offends this person or upsets them. I got something about the country of Italy. I'm not sure if that's related to someone. I also got the word grandmother, the name William, the name Sally. North, maybe someone lives in the north of a state or country or something like that. Sand, someone could live on the beach. Yeah, I feel like you're keeping a hold over your heart here. You're not really being swayed by what this person is trying to present to you. And that's a powerful sign of your own healing, with door to personal healing and happiness in the upright position. But for some reason, as I keep pulling these cards, like the crown chakra, you being so spiritually attuned, you having this hold over your own heart, being very self-protective, you having healed yourself, I keep getting the word threatened. I feel like this person is threatened by all of these things. I feel like they are threatened by the fact that you have such a way of carrying yourself with such dignity and self-respect and self-love and with strong boundaries. I feel like they're threatened because you are so spiritually attuned and connected, and it didn't really work for them to try and present this like a spiritual connection to get you to over-invest in them really early on without them needing to earn that level of investment. And I also feel as though they're even threatened by the fact that you've healed and you've come so far. I mean, this may be someone from your past or someone that you have a past with, and they are surprised, but also feeling subtly threatened beneath the surface that you've evolved so much, that you've grown so much. Yeah, door to value. I mean, you just keep thriving too, because this is about abundance and you opening to this most abundant version of yourself in your life. You seem to have this energy of success around you. Whether or not that's manifested yet physically in your life will depend on what timeline you are on. But I feel like you are on this pathway to continuous success and abundance. And on some level, this person senses that. And it's almost like they're trying to kind of ride on your coattails here, like come along for the ride without earning it, without really necessarily adding to your life or supporting you even, and all the while feeling subtly threatened by all of the growth that got you here, by the healing that got you here, by the strong, powerful, self-honoring person that you are. It's like this person wants you dependent on them in some way so that they can ride along for your like magnificent, beautiful journey, this like pathway of abundance that you're upon right now. And you're being very cautious and guarded about that, even though I feel like you haven't fully consciously understood why you're feeling so hesitant, but continue to trust those feelings within yourself. I'm getting that message very, very strongly. Now, with broken heart reversed, I almost feel like this may be someone who tried to trigger or play on a past heartbreak to make you emotionally dependent on them. Or I'm hearing to trauma bond with you in some cases. So even if this is a friendship, it's like they could have tried to trigger something from your past to get you to trauma bond with them or to be emotionally dependent on them in some way, but you didn't take the bait. You didn't fall for it because you've healed your heart. You've healed that trigger within yourself, it doesn't really have anything to latch onto anymore. If this is someone from your past, they are shocked by this. They're so surprised that you've changed and grown and evolved so much that you can't be triggered in the way that you were in the past. And I'm getting it's because you won't be pulled into an energy of chaos. We have storm warning in the reverse position, and of course the temple path upright. Wow, a beautiful spread of cards here. But essentially, this person is trying to trigger you into a state of chaos so that you will somehow trauma bond with them or become emotionally reliant on them so that they can ride along for like your success and abundance and like join in on this new era of your life without putting in the work on their end. But you have healed your heart and you've developed such an energy of peace within yourself. I'm hearing your nervous system is very regulated. You're very comfortable within your own body, your own skin, your own space, your own life. So this person is unable to trigger you into that state of chaos. You're firmly upon your highest timeline here, your highest pathway with the temple path in the upright position. And all of this is deeply triggering to this person, even though they don't show it on the surface. And you've been sensing that and picking up on that intuitively, even though you haven't been fully able to consciously name it, because that is something that they're trying to hide. I'm hearing this person acts like they are very supportive or even celebratory of you in their words, but the energy doesn't match up. And you can sense this subtle feeling of like manipulation or jealousy or insecurity beneath the surface. That is you picking up on this person actually feeling threatened by you, by how much you've healed, by how they can no longer trigger you into chaos or into emotional reliance on them. So I'm going to go ahead and reshuffle the cards. I definitely wasn't expecting such an intense message to come out there in that part of the reading. But I want to know about any other frequencies that you may be like distancing from or detoxing from at this time, because I do feel like there could be some more messages there. Well, first, I'm hearing anything trying to trigger you into an energy of fear. So that could be people, things, environments, media. I feel like you are very, like your whole system seems very repulsed by right now by anything or anyone trying to connect with you through fear, even if it is like the media or social media. Can I get any further information on any other frequencies that you are limiting right now? I heard something about orange juice. Maybe someone's drinking orange juice as like a health type thing. I'm not sure. Or something about the color orange could be relevant to you. With attachment in the reverse position. Yeah, this is you. I'm hearing unburdening yourself from heavy energy. And I was specifically seeing something weighing on your shoulders that was like being released. I mean, this could even be someone going in to like get a massage or doing yoga or stretching or exercising to like release tension from their own shoulders, neck, or upper back, because I was picking that up. Something about you releasing tension through your physical body helps you to kind of unburden yourself energetically from heavy forms of energy that can become kind of almost like trapped in your physical body, especially in this case, like your neck and shoulders. So that could be relevant to someone in some way. But I also feel there could be a deeper message here. I want to know what other heavy energies. I'm hearing over responsibility. Yeah, there may be people that you felt overly responsible for in the past, whether you felt responsible for, I'm hearing, fixing their mistakes or responsible for the healing that they weren't doing within themselves or the responsibility they weren't taking for themselves or for their own life. I feel like you're unburdening yourself from that kind of weight of over responsibility, or your guides are urging you to unburden yourself from that weight. And I'm hearing when you do what's best for yourself, you're actually doing what's best for everyone involved. Interesting message there. Maybe you're between different choices, and one of those choices feels like it's really the correct one for yourself, but you also feel as though there's like this sense of guilt or over responsibility for someone else. But I'm hearing that saying about not caring more about someone else's problems than they care about their own problems, that kind of old cliche. And I feel like that applies here. I feel like there may be someone or maybe multiple people or things where it's like, because you have a very open heart with the heart chakra card in the upright position, you not only have a sense of compassion for others, but actually a deep empathy. When you're around them, you vibrationally pick up on what is affecting them and feel it as though it is your own. And so as an empath, it's especially important to have those energy boundaries and to be able to sort out what is mine and what is theirs, what is my responsibility and what is their responsibility, so that you aren't taking on so much of this energetic weight that actually artificially lowers your own vibration. Yeah, there's just a message coming up about allowing other people to take their own accountability, to take their own responsibility, and that you are actually creating the space for them to do that when you are unburdening yourself energetically from feeling responsible for them. So what is this heart chakra card doing here? I know we referenced it a moment ago. Man holding a heart in the upright position. You know, it's been a long time since I've read from the guidebook here, but I actually feel like there is a guidebook message in this card. So this could have to do with a male dealing with family, love, or emotions, or it doesn't have to be a male. It could be just a masculine energy, regardless of gender. So I feel like there could be a masculine energy here dealing with something related to their family, love, or emotions. This could be you or someone connected to you. Greater clarity about emotions and their purpose in life. This could be a more balanced approach to family and love at this time, even if those have been confusing experiences for you in the past. Could represent the presence of a new masculine in your life, one who tends to be more thoughtful and aware. Whether or not this man is a love interest or a friend, he brings a high intention to help where personal projects, family, or home issues are concerned. Okay, so as we read in the guidebook, this could relate to you if you are more of a masculine energy or someone in your life who is more balanced right now when it comes to how they approach their love life, how they approach their family connections or things going on within their love life, within their family. Their heart seems to be more open. And again, there's just more of an energetic balance in the way that they are approaching these things. It feels like an energetically healthier approach. That's the best way I can describe it. But if that's not relating, this could signal that either recently a new masculine energy has entered your life, either a friend or a romantic person who has been, I'm hearing, very energetically supportive of you. And just like earlier, we talked about that energy of a person who may have done or said the right things on the surface, but beneath the surface, you could sense that they were subtly threatened by your growth or your success. I feel like it's the opposite here, if I'm being honest. I almost feel like this masculine may be someone who is more of the quiet type. This feels like someone who might not always necessarily have the right words literally to communicate how they're feeling, but you feel this deeply safe, secure, supportive energy from them. You feel like they genuinely have your best interest at heart. They want to support you. They are someone that you can lean on and rely upon, even if it does look a little bit confusing on the surface at times, or even if this may be someone who is not the best with their words, is what I'm picking up on here. But anyway, that might just be for a small group of you. Again, that could be a friend or a romantic person in your life. But I do want to see if there's anything else I can channel just as far as other dissonant energies you're clearing out. Healer of the ages in the upright position. Okay, so I heard changing gears or changing directions. And I thought of how if you're changing directions, like in a car, let's say you're, making a turn or something, you will slow down as you're making the turn. And I almost feel as though you are shifting gears or changing directions. And you may even feel like you're stalling out or slowing down a little bit because of this change in directions. But this is really just allowing you to operate more smoothly or even optimally through this change. Just like with a car, you slow down when you're making a turn so you can do so more safely. and it's natural and even optimal to do that. I feel that in your own like system and when it comes to your life path spiritually, there is a shift taking place. And so you may feel like you're slowing down when really you're taking a turn in the most optimal, efficient, and beneficial kind of way. And this turn seems to be from you healing yourself to becoming the healer is what I'm picking up on here. Like, it reminds me of a quote I keep seeing on Instagram. If you are on Instagram yourself, you may be seeing this a lot, which, by the way, if you do want to follow my Instagram account is at Magnetize Yourself. And it's a great place to follow me if you want inspiring text posts. And I like to repost inspirational content that I find on Instagram as well. But anyway, what I'm getting is that, well, what I got from the Instagram post I was referencing is the message goes something like, first, the healer heals themselves and then they return with the medicine, or like something along those lines, or at least that's how I'm interpreting that post for this particular reading. It's like you learned how to heal yourself, but now you're returning with the medicine. Now you are taking the lessons that you've learned, what you've healed energetically within yourself, and you are actually ascending to a level where you are sharing that information or that wisdom or that gift with others in some kind of way. And keep in mind that this doesn't have to look inherently, quote unquote, spiritual. This doesn't have to be you doing something we traditionally consider spiritual. This could be anything that you are doing or creating or sharing that is having the effect of healing others emotionally or opening others up spiritually, even if, again, it doesn't inherently look spiritual on the surface. I'm hearing returning with your truth and speaking your truth. I feel like there are certain truths that you are speaking that you've never spoken before, or you're in the process of sharing certain parts of your story that you thought you would never share. And this is a radical act of bravery, but it's also in this metaphoric instance, you returning with the medicine. It's you taking what happened to you or how you were hurt or how you went through a challenging time in your life and how you healed yourself. It's you taking that story, that truth, and sharing it with others in a way that is, it's like showing them a pathway out or inspiring them to believe that there is a way out if they are currently in that darkness or in that pain. And I feel that for someone listening, there may be times where you wonder, should I share this truth? Should I put this out there? Because you may have doubts at times. You may wonder, well, is it negative for me to like restate or retell these stories that were so painful or so difficult? But I just keep hearing, no, it's healing. It's like you feel so guided to share this part of yourself, but then you think, well, am I just playing myself up as a victim, or am I just... But I'm hearing like, no, you're not telling your story from a state of victimhood. You are telling your story from a place of truth and authenticity and self-awareness. And ultimately, you sharing your story is helping others heal themselves and progress their own story forward in a positive way. And that's why you felt so guided to share these parts of yourself that maybe you've never shared before, maybe things you never thought you would put out into the world or you would share. You're not feeling called to share them to heal yourself at this point because you've already healed yourself. You're feeling called to share them because those pieces of your story are going to heal others. They're going to assist others who are in similar positions or who have gone through similar darkness. So yeah, I'm hearing like returning with the map, which is just another way of reframing that idea of returning with the medicine. It's like you led yourself out of darkness. Now you're coming back with the map. And it's not that you're reliving that darkness or playing yourself as a victim by sharing those truths or sharing that story. It's that you are showing others a pathway, a blueprint that they can use to escape whatever that darkness is for themselves. And for some of you, this may even turn into some kind of like massive creative project or a business or a product idea or something that you are sharing in some way with the world, like very publicly. But I'm hearing that whatever that is for you, it's infused with the energy of your story and your truth. And that's what renders whatever that is so powerful, whether it is like a product or a piece of art or a piece of music or a book that you're writing, whatever this is, it carries so much power because it is infused with the energy of your own truth, even in its like rawest, most messy form, because whatever you're sharing with the world, it may not feel polished enough to share, or it might feel like raw and messy in some way, but that's exactly why it's so powerful, because it isn't polished, it's real. And that's why people are going to be able to resonate with it and use it as a tool to heal themselves. So I'm going to go ahead and close out this reading here. I am really loving all of the powerful messages coming through. So we're going to continue this in our extended reading, either on Patreon or on YouTube memberships, just depending on where you want to listen from. So I will leave a link to the extended reading in the pinned comment and the description box underneath this video for those of you who are interested. Otherwise, thank you for being here. Leave me a comment if anything here did connect for you personally. I would love to hear from you. And I will connect with you here again in the next reading.